I'm Mike Williams. I'm a professor here at Illinois State University in the marketing department, and I'm the director of the Professional Sales Institute here at ISU. One class that we were actually struggling with a little bit, that is our advanced class, and about a third of that class we've always used an actual selling practicum where the kids are no longer just studying it in a book, but they're really out doing it. And we really weren't satisfied with some of the comments we were getting and feedback we were getting from the students from previous years, that the selling experience just hadn't really been what they were looking for. It wasn't challenging enough for the advanced class. They wanted more to really bite into. Vector had a classroom program that we might be interested in looking at, that we could actually bring them into the class, use their product and training, everything just like a regular sales force within the field. So we began exploring it. The university really felt like, company-wise, it met our requirements. The product more than met any of our requirements that we had, and the training program could be done over a short 3-day period. And the next thing you know, we were trying it out as a pilot in one of the classes. We piloted it in the year 2000, and it's been part of our classes ever since. It's a great experience for the students. Wouldn't want to pass it up. It's one of those things we always thought that Vector sold knives, and we found out that no, it's all about building people. They're building skills to really help the kids succeed in later life. And that's really what we're about. Students working with Vector, whether they're working with them full-time during the summer, during the semester, or whether they're working with Vector through one of our class programs, receive a number of benefits. Of course, the first one that the kids always look at, it's the bucks. There's a tremendous potential to earn some very significant money. There's a lot more that the kids gain that a lot of times they're getting it and don't even know it. The big things we see, self-confidence. The idea of going through a program, having a company like Vector working with them, the managers, the support that's out there to work with them to help set them up to succeed, really enables them to take on challenges that they never thought they would ever do before. Communication skills. Unbelievable difference between the kids that come into the classes that have got prior experience with a company like Vector and the students that have not got that experience. Even though they may have work experience, even though they may have done internships, a world of difference in their ability to just communicate with the faculty, with their peers, both in and outside of class. That then sort of leads to the interpersonal leadership qualities. They tend to be the ones that drive the projects. They're not just sitting back doing the projects. So you see a lot of that combination coming out, and I would say those are probably the three big benefits. The idea of self-confidence, their great wealth, their growth in their interpersonal communication, and their leadership skills. The kids coming out of this program with Vector, just by the nature of the program, they're great self-managers. They've developed the ability to organize. They have to. It's multitasking. But they're organized. They set a plan. They determine what their activity level needs to be in order to hit the plan, and then they go initiate it. Gosh, that's pretty much what we teach them in school. That's the whole realm of business management. We've got a wealth of opportunity within the area for students doing work, both part-time while they're going to school, summers basically full-time. They can do it independently. They can do it through internships. So we see a lot of that. We do see some differences between many of those opportunities and what they can do with Vector, in that probably the big division is in the level of responsibility that the student is allowed to take on, encouraged to take on. I'd say one other area, though, that is a huge differentiation between what Vector does with students and what we see other companies doing, is just their innate ability through the way the organization is structured to provide the people to support the student in the field in terms of training, continual training, not just the initial training, but ongoing and literal mentoring and coaching as much as is needed and as much as is wanted. It's continually there. There's always a fallback for support. The kids are really set up to succeed it's going to be really hard for them to fail if they get into it and really start wanting to do the work and get involved with Vector. The universality of being able to apply what they've learned and what they've taken away from the experience, I think that pretty well puts Vector over the top. I haven't seen a company that can match it. There are challenges to working with Vector. We do see students that have some problems with it. I would say the biggest challenge is on the student side. There is this distribution of students that could be fairly well described as a continuum of how hard I want to work and being low on one end of the scale and high on the other end of the scale. What's the level of challenge that I want to get into? Being low on one end of the scale and high on the other end of the scale. If a student is at the high end, they've got no problem. It's an excellent opportunity, a fantastic company to work for. However, for students that are at the other end of the scale, it can be problematic. It's work. It's a job. Students that have come from the Vector program, the selling experience, either full-time during the summer or within one of our classes, we see some tremendous differences from point of time that they went out into the program and when they came back into the program, the benefits that they're bringing with them into the classroom. We see those, and a lot of it goes back to the communication, the self-confidence, but it's their overall attitude. It's their overall attitude and the way they approach the challenges and the task of learning, of education, of what they're presented with in classes. Suddenly they've got a background that they can see the application for the concept they're learning in class. So they've had life experiences, they've had work experiences that is now starting to bring the business learning, the business skills and study within their classwork to life. Another huge benefit is their hireability. The ability for the student to gain attractive employment offers at time of graduation is a tremendous difference. Nationwide, the average at the time of graduation for university seniors, and this is a national figure that is collected annually, is right at 48 to 50%. 48 to 50% of the kids coming out of the universities in the United States at the time that they graduate have a job in their pocket. The students that have got the Vector experience in their pocket, 100% of them. Of course, a lot of them decide to stay and continue working with Vector because they've got opportunities, full-time career opportunities, not just part-time opportunities now. But even those students that elect not to continue with Vector, to go out and pursue other career objectives, 100% placement. We haven't failed with the student yet. When we go to the career fairs, that the companies that come to ISU to recruit know the different members of faculty. They know the classes that we're involved in. They know the students. They know the projects the kids are involved in. They know of the Vector program in our classes. Every year during the career fair, they pull us over and ask us, could you please identify the students that have been involved with Vector? Those are the ones we want to talk to. That carries a lot of weight. That's probably a more objective analysis of the benefits these kids gain from the program than I could ever give you.